Hi everybody, James here. It is March 1st, 2013. It's the day after my chemo port has been installed. That was installed on the 28th of February, just yesterday. It was a fairly long day yesterday. I spent most of the day sleeping after my port was installed. The procedure was fine. It went without any negative consequences. It's actually a pretty interesting procedure. If you get a chance, take a look at the ports online. You can kind of see what they look like. But it's a little disc about this big or so, about the size of a quarter, and it's got a catheter hose coming out of the port or out of the disc. And they make an incision right here for me, and they put that port disc right underneath the skin, and then the catheter is fed up about to right here, where they make another incision, and with guiding wires they guide that catheter into the main vein right here in your neck and then filter it down directly into your heart. So this catheter then is almost like a permanent, or semi-permanent I should say, vein within your vein. And that is in this port. There's a little spongy part of this port here where the chemo IVs will be placed probably in about a week or so, beginning in a week. And that way they won't have to keep poking my arms for IVs. They'll just go right into the port. And it's also really important in my case, because my chemo treatment, from what I can gather, is going to be quite extensive. It's a 5-course cocktail of chemo drugs every time I get the chemo. It's a chemotherapy regime called R-CHOP or CHOP-R. You can look that up online. It's an acronym for the 5 different medications that are going to be infused in my body as a result of this chemo. So that's sort of where we're at. The reason the port's so important is 1 or 2 of the drugs that are part of my chemo package are highly heart toxic. And so if there's any potential leakage, if there's any leakage at all of these chemo drugs, if they were just to go in through a normal IV in your arm or something, that could have very dramatic effects on my body. Not good at all. So the port was the way to go. I got through the port installation, if you can call it that, just fine. The hospital staff that did this were awesome. Everyone was very pleasant, and they got the port in about 35 or 45 minutes. So today I did go to work, and like I said, I'm just a little bit tired still. Probably some effects of the anesthesia that they gave me still from yesterday, but by and large I'm feeling pretty good. Now, the chemo visits, the chemo treatment, I don't know if I've shared this with you or not beyond what I just said about the CHOP-R. My chemo treatments at this point are targeted to begin in a week, 1 week from today, and my chemo visits will occur every 21 days for the next 3 or 6 months. We're not quite sure how many months at this point in time, but we do know that it'll occur every 21 days. And the first visit in a week or so will be a very lengthy visit because they need to infuse the chemo drugs one at a time. And as I mentioned, there were 5 of them, and they need to infuse them very slowly to make sure that, or to help identify if there's going to be any allergic reaction to any of them. So I'll give you more details after I experience that first round of chemo next week. But at this point, I'm ready to get this treatment started. The sooner I start, the sooner I'll be done, and we can kiss this cancer goodbye. You may have noticed I have unintentionally been calling this my cancer, and I guess I'm doing that because this cancer does not own me. I will not let it own me. It will not dictate my life. It will not dictate my frame of reference. It will not get me down. I am owning this cancer, and I'm going to take ownership of it just so that I can get rid of it. And so that's why you're hearing me say that phrase. That's the reason. I also want to take just a moment to thank you. Your overwhelming support has been amazing. Thank you for watching these videos, and thank you for the text messages, and thank you for the emails, and thank you for the phone calls, and thank you for the visits. It has just been so overwhelming to have a support system in my family and the friends and my colleagues at work over the last several weeks. And I know that my treatment is now just about to begin, and I suspect I'll have several highs and several lows during these next few months, but I just want you to know that your support means the world to me, and I don't know that I would be as strong as I'm trying to be without your support. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll check in with you again after my chemo, or maybe I'll try to do a video, in fact, right before my first chemo visit to kind of explain what I'm thinking and feeling and what's going to be happening. So I'll try to do that. All right, have a good day, everybody. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.